Welcome to Vedanta Bhakti Pravachan channel. In this channel, we are seeing satcharitra and we are reading about the Baba's Leelas. In this 23rd chapter, here yoga and onion, Shama cured of snake bite, cholera ordinance broken, ordeal of Guru Bhakti. These topics are being discussed by the writer Hemad Pant. In reality, this Jiva transcends the three qualities Sattva, Raja and Tama. But being deluded by Maya, he forgets his nature, which is pure conscious knowledge bliss, and thinks that he the doer and thus entangles himself in endless miseries and does not know the way of deliverance. The only way of deliverance is the loving of devotion towards the Guru's feet. The great player or actor Lord Sai has related his bhaktas and transformed them into himself. We regard Sai Baba as an incarnation of God for reasons already stated, but he always said that he was an ordinate servant of God. Though an incarnation, he showed people the way of behave satisfactorily and carry out the duty of their respective stations, varnas in the life. He never emulated others in any way, nor asked others to have something done for him. For him, who saw the God in all movable and immovable things of this world, humility was the virtue. None he disregarded or disrespected. For he saw Narayan in all being. He never said, I am God, but that he was a humble servant, and he always remembered him and always uttered, La Malik. God is the sole proprietor of our owner. We do not know the various kinds of saints, how they behave, what they do, etc. We only know that the God's grace, they manifest themselves in the world to liberate the ignorant and bound souls. If there be any store of merits in our account, we got a desire or interest is listening to the stories and leelas of the saints. Otherwise not. Let us now turn to the main stories of this chapter. Yoga and onion. Once it is so happened that a sadhak of yoga came to Shirdi with Nana Sahib Chendurkar. He had studied all the works on yoga, including the Yoga Sutras or Patanjali, but he had no practical experience. He could not concentrate his mind and attain samadhi even for a short time. He thought that if Sai Baba will please with him, he will show him the way to attain samadhi for a longer time. With this object in view, he came to Shirdi, and when he went to the masjid, he saw Sai Baba eating chapati with onion. On seeing this, he thought crossed in his mind, how can this man eating stale bread with raw onion solve my difficulties and help me? Sai Baba read his mind and said to Nana Sahib, O Nana, he who had the power to digest onion should eat it and none else. Hearing this remark, the yogi was wonderstruck, and he fell at Baba's feet with complete surrender, with pure and open mind. He asked the difficulties and got their solution from Baba. Thus, being satisfied and happy, he left Shirdi with Baba's Udi and blessings. Shama cured of snake bite. Before Hemad Pant begins the story, he says about the Jiva that it can be very well compared with a parrot, and that they both are bound, that one of the body and the other in cage. Both think that their present bound state is good for them. It is only when a helper Guru comes and said, grace opens their eyes and liberates them from their bondage, that their eyes are open to greater and larger life, compared to with their former bound and limited life is nothing. In the last chapter, it was shown how Baba anticipated the calamity that was to befall of Minikar and rescued him from it. Now, let the reader hear a story more interesting than this. Once, Shama was bitten by a poisonous snake. His little finger was bitten, and the poison began to spread up the body. The pain was also very severe, and Shama thought that he would pass away very soon. His friends wanted to take him to the god Vitoba, where such cases were often sent, but Shama ran to the masjid to his Vitoba, Sai Baba. When Baba saw him, he began to scold and abuse. He got engaged and said, Oh, Vile Bathurja, do not climb up. Beware if you do so. And then road, go, got away, come down. Seeing Baba thus, red with wrath, Shama was greatly puzzled and disappointed. He thought that his masjid was his home and Sai Baba his sole refuge, but he was driven away like this, where should he go? He lost all hopes of life and kept silent. After a while, when Baba became normal and calm, Shama went up and sat near him. Then Baba said to him, "Don't be afraid. Don't care a jot. The merciful fakir will save you. Go and sit quiet at home. Do not go out. Believe in me and remain fearless and have no anxiety." Then he was sent home. Immediately afterwards, Baba sent Tatya Patil and Kaka Sahib Dikshit to him with instructions to the effect that he should eat what he liked, should move around the house, but should no case lie down and sleep. Needless to say that these instructions were acted upon and Shyama got all right in a short time. The only thing to be remembered in this connection in this, the words of Baba were not addressed to Shyama as it apparently looked, but they are a direct order to the snake and its poison not to rise up and circulate through Shyama's body. Like others well versed in Mantra Shastra, he had not to use any incantation, charge the rice or water, etc. His words only were most efficacious in saving the life of Shyama. Anyone hearing this story and other similar ones will beget from faith, form faith in the feet of Sai Baba, and the only way to cross the ocean of Maya is to remember the feet of Baba in the heart. Cholera epidemic. Once cholera was raging virulently in Shirdi, the residents were much frightened and they stopped all communication with the outside people. The panch of the village assembled together and decided upon two ordinances as a remedy to check and put out the epidemic. They were, no fuel cart should be allowed to come in the village and no goat should be killed there. If anybody disobeyed these ordinances, they were to be fined by the village authorities and panch. Baba knew that all this was mere superstition and therefore he carried a dam for cholera ordinance. While the ordinances were in force, a fuel cart came there and wanted to enter the village. Everybody knew that there was a dearth or scarcity of fuel in the village. Still the people began to drive away the fuel cart. Baba came to know of this. He came to the spot and asked the cartman to take the fuel cart to the masjid. None dared to raise the voice against his action of Baba. He wanted fuel for his dhuni and he purchased it. Like an Agnihotri, keeping his sacred fire alive, throughout his life, Baba kept his dhuni ever burning, all day and night, and for this, he always shocked the fuel. Baba's home, the masjid was free and open to all. It had no lock and key, and some poor people removed some wood there for their use. Baba did not object about this. Baba saw that the whole universe was pervaded by the Almighty, and so he never bore enmity or ill will to anybody. So perfectly detached, he behaved like an ordinary householder to set an example of the people. Ordeal of Guru Bhakti. Let us now see how the second cholera ordinance fared with Baba. While it was in force, somebody brought a goat to the masjid. It was weak, old and about to die. At this time, Fakir Pir Muhammad of Malegam, alias Bade Baba, was near. Sai Baba asked him to behead in with one stroke and offer it as an oblation. This Bade Baba was much respected by Sai Baba. He always sat on the right side of Baba. After the chilim was first smoked by him, it was then offered to Baba and others. After the dishes were served, at the time of taking meals at noon, Baba called Bade Baba and made him sit on his left side, and then all partook of food. Baba paid him so always daily 50 rupees out of the amount collected to as dakshina. Baba accompanied him 100 steps whenever he went away from the masjid. Such as is position with Baba, but when Baba asked him to behead the goat, he flatly refused, saying why it should be killed for nothing. Then Baba asked Shyama to kill it. He went to the Radha Krishna Maya and brought to a knife. The knife was her and placed it before to Radha Krishna Maya and brought the knife from her and placed it to before Baba. Knowing the purpose for it, the knife was taken. She recalled it. Then Shyama went to bring another knife, but stayed in the Vada and did not return soon. Then came to the turn to Kakadav Dikshit. He was gold, no doubt, but he had to be tested. Baba asked him to get a knife and kill the goat. He went to Sateswada and returned with a knife. He was ready to kill at Baba's bidding. He was born in pure Brahmin family and never in his life knew killing. Though quite averse to do any act of violence, still he made himself bold to kill the goat. All the people wanted to see that. While Bade Baba, a Mohammedan, was unwilling to kill it, but his Brahmin was making preparation to do so, he tightened the dhotar and with a semicircular motion raised the hand with a knife and looked at Baba for the final signal. Baba said, "What are you thinking of? Go on, strike." Then, when the hand was just about to come down, Baba said, "Stop. How cruel you are. Being a Brahmin, you are killing a goat." Kaka Sahib obeyed and kept the knife down and said to Baba, "Your word is law unto us. We do not know any other ordinance. We remember you always, meditate on your form and obey you day and night. We do not know or consider whether it is right or wrong to kill. We do not want to reason or discuss things, but implicit and prompt compliance with Guru's orders in our duty and dharma." Then Baba said to Kaka Sahib that he would himself do the offering and killing business. It was settled that the goat should be disposed of near a place called Takia, where fakirs used to sit. Then when goat was being taken to that place, it fell dead on the way. Mahatma closes this chapter with a classification of disciples. He says that there are three kinds. First are best, second are average, and third are ordinary. The best kind of disciples are those who guess what their Guru wants, immediately carry it out and serve them without waiting for an order for them. The average disciples are those who carry out the orders of the masters to a letter without any delay. And the third kind of disciples are those who go on postponing the carrying out of their order and make mistakes at every step. The disciple should have firm faith, backed up and intelligence, and if they have patience to these, their spiritual goal will not be distant. Control of breath in going and outgoing, or Hatha Yoga, or other difficult practices are not, all are necessary. When the disciples get the above mentioned qualities, they become ready for further instructions, and the master then appear and lead them on in their spiritual path to perfection. In the next chapter, we deal with Baba's interesting wit and humor. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all.